Here's what Cheyenne Frontier Day said on the quote from yesterday. Our rodeo judges decided to pause the competition due to an abundance of caution. The contestants were given the option to compete in the morning run, which was today on the 21st. While the severe heat and drought in Wyoming has made it more difficult to manage the rodeo grounds. Remember, because they get it all set up before the rodeo performance, and then it's 3 hours into the perf, the barrel racing takes place. The quote went on to say, our arena crew is doing everything possible to make sure all rodeo contestants and livestock can compete safely. We appreciate the concerns of our barrel racers and judges, and we are grateful for their collaborative approach to addressing this issue. We are taking steps such as changing the way that we drag the arena to improve the conditions, and we will closely monitor the results from that part of it. Of course, Randy Spraggin is a big part of that crew there in Cheyenne. He does the ground at so many rodeos, including the National Finals Rodeo. So hats off to Cheyenne for taking the initiative to go as many steps further as they have to keep it safe for the ladies. As I mentioned, they let the ladies choose to run this morning in a slack competition, all those ladies that were in the performance yesterday. Katie Lucas has actually got a little bit more to share on this story. Let's get to find out what Katie had to say.
And Ty, I had the opportunity to visit with world champion barrel racer Brittany Posey-Tanazi, who was actually in the second half of barrel racers set to run in yesterday's performance. And she echoed the sentiment of the collaborative efforts to make the right decision and move forward and get things right with the ground conditions that we saw yesterday. I had a visit with her on the phone this morning, and she said, I quote, "The ground has not been good since the first day, but for different reasons. At the beginning of the rodeo, it was really deep and needed water, so the crews got to watering it, but then when they got enough water on it, the equipment wasn't ready to attack the problem because the teeth on the tractor were worn down. So yesterday, when we had the heat, the underside set up like concrete underneath with a couple inches of soft sand on top. So the more runs on the ground, the more it exposed the hard pan. The judges have to make a hard decision because on one hand, the show must go on, but we also have to think about the safety of both the horses and the barrel racers. Kudos to the judges for stopping it." She also went on to say that overnight the teeth were replaced on the drag for the tractor, so they'll be allowed to dig a little bit deeper now. She said it may slow the times down a little bit, but the safety factor should increase. And ultimately, with the arena being made purely of sand, the on-site crews will need to continue to be diligent throughout the rest of the performances to make sure that it stays safe for the barrel racers. But the biggest thing she wanted to relay was kudos to everybody involved with the collaborative efforts to do what she believes is the right thing with yesterday's performance.
Yeah, and we just want to share Katie's update with you fans at home leading into this barrel racing today. So because of all that taking place yesterday, they gave the ladies the option from yesterday's performance to compete this morning. They really couldn't do it yesterday after the performance because remember, the Extreme Bulls event was last night, and so they immediately start trying to get ready for that as soon as the performance is over. Here's what happened this morning in the slack. Now, Brianna Holubczyk ended up with the fastest time, 17:75. She was the one that actually fell down yesterday and her horse, so thankfully they're okay. Her horse is okay. Haley Graham was also in there at 17:86. Now, Alyssa, Andrea decided to keep their times, so they're going to make it in from their times yesterday. They decided not to run in the slack this morning. They were happy with what they got done yesterday. That worked out for them. Mackenzie Mays also advances. So does Molly Otto on from this slack competition this morning. So hopefully the ground is going to be good today for these ladies that are about to compete. As you look down through there, I do want to mention Trisha Aldridge is on the day sheet. It has already been said that she is going to turn out of the rodeo. I'm not going to be able to say if that's because she was worried about ground conditions or if she just was having trouble making it here. You guys remember there's so many other rodeos going on right now. Ogden, Salt Lake, Spanish Fort, they're all underway. So some of the contestants have to make those choices as to where they can compete and where they can't. As far as the rest of the field, though, there's Sherry Servey, the four-time world champion who just was second at Salinas. Austin Toby is number 8 in the world. Young Sydney Graham trying to make her first NFR at number 11 in the world. Blake Molly, also that Canadian, is top 30 in the world standings. Let's get into the barrel racing and see what it looks like today.
CI Contractors cams are set and ready for day 5 today. And we'll begin with a 2-time national finalist. Hailing live from China Springs, Texas, the champion of the Governor's Cup in Sioux Falls last September. Texas A&M Aggie into turn number 2. Sharp corners and straight lines. One more, Cheyenne, she needs you. And 1774 for Halen, 1774. FCI Contractors, proud to bring us to barrel racing. They're known for quality, integrity, and lasting client relationships. Their team is committed to delivering every project with care and precision. Bemidji, Minnesota is where our next barrel racer calls home. And right now she has found herself in the top 10 in the world. Number 8 en route to her first national finals rodeo if she can maintain the momentum she's had this summer. Austin Toby is the cowgirl. Across to number 2. This horse is picking them up and putting them down. Now you give her a little push. And 1843 for Austin, 1843. 1995, the champion of the Cheyenne Frontier Days. 19 qualifications to the NFR, 4 world championships. The all-time great, Sherry Servey. $3.5 million in her career. One of the top 4 all-time money-winningest cowgirls. Help her now. $17.87 to number 2 for Sherry, $17.87. So from one of the all-time money-winningest cowgirls, we go now to Weatherford, Texas, and a 3rd generation. Actually, she's more than a 3rd generation. She goes back to her great-great-grandfather. This is Steely Steiner from Weatherford, Texas, 38th in the world standings. Her brother, of course, the reigning world champion bareback rider, rocker. Her dad, a world champion steer wrestler. Her mom, an NFR barrel racer. Her grandmother, an NFR barrel racer. Grandfather's a world champion bull rider. Great-grandfather, a rodeo stock contractor. Steely Steiner is truly part of rodeo lineage greatness. Let's help her on her career today. $17.79, number 2 for Steiner, $17.79. Sydney Graham from Abilene, Texas. Sydney Graham, number 11 in the world. A Western Texas college lady from West Texas in Taylor County. Sydney Graham. Round number 2 of the FCI barrels. Alaman left, northbound and down. And 20 and 22 for Sydney, 20 and 22. New Holland and Alliance Tractor and Implement. After this next barrel racer, that is. Talking about Dory Hollenbeck from Winter, South Dakota. Dory Hollenbeck. Dory Hollenbeck, Winter, South Dakota. Pushing into turn 1, swapping hands, a little push to number 2. Whoop and ride to number 3. Wyoming come alive. $18.10 for Dory, $18.10. Now we'll put that New Holland tractor in motion from Alliance Tractor and Implement. Freshen up the course for the final 5 ladies. And while they do that, Cody Sosby.
I had a great idea, Garrett.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Well, you heard Garrett Yergin, your in-house announcer, talking about the tractor making their way in to smooth it out for the final few barrel racers. Tell you about our Cowboy Plus app. Rodeo on the go, and with Summer Rodeo Run upon us, you need to be a part of this. You can scan that QR code right there, and that'll get you downloaded super fast. The quickest and easiest way to download it. Of course, Halen Lyde was first out. She's got the lead right now at 17 and 74, but we've got a handful of ladies left to go. We're going to get you back into the arena now as they are ready to go. I believe the Texas barrel racer, Grayson Harmon, is going to start us off.
Grayson Harmon, Hempstead, Texas. 32nd in the world. Has been a champion of the series in stockyards of Fort Worth, Texas, and Cowtown Coliseum. This gray horse likes to run. Time to open him up, mash the gas. 18:25 goes to the top 5. 18 and a quarter for Grayson. Canaraville, Utah, McKenna Coronado. 4 trips to the Wilderness Circuit Finals. 2 years ago, she was the aggregate champion. That got her to the NFR Open last year. But before all that, she won 2 national high school all-around titles for the ladies. 36th in the world. Round wins in Fort Worth and San Antonio this year. McKenna Coronado. Here we go. $17.46 to the lead. 17.46 to number 1 for Utah with 3 left to go. So that means Coronado, Lyde, and Steiner are safe. Now let's go to another McKenna. This one from Needville, Texas. In her sophomore season, McKenna shook. Clocked one of the fastest runs ever on a standard pattern at Burley, Idaho last year at a 16:53. Round 3, now get out of here. How about a 17.90 for McKenna? That's number 5 with 2 to go. So Sherry Servey is now safe to our semifinals Thursday. Blake Molly, Cheyenne, Alberta, the reigning Canadian champion of the Maple Leaf Circuit, that is. 28th in the world. Went to the NFR Open last year. Been to the Canadian Finals Rodeo as well. Blake Molly from the Wild Rose Province. Letting him run to the turn 1 a little wide. Tightening down on 2 and 3. Much better on 2. Canadian lady needs you. $18.32 for Blake. $18.32. So McKenna Shook is safe with 1 to go. Kristen Hanchy from Okeechobee, Florida. Gotta be an 18:09 or faster. 18:09 or faster to get into the top 6 and advance. Raring to go. Blue Roan tucks his tail in 1. Bumps him over around number 2. Outstanding jockey. Even better horse. Come on. Hey, hey! Bottom of the ground, second fastest today, 17:49. There's the Wrangler leaderboard for the FCI Contractors Barrel Racing. Top 6.